Today on Science Fiction and Fantasy Network, I'm talking to Walter Koenig. You may remember him as Pavel Chekov in Star Trek, or perhaps even Alfred Bester in Babylon 5. Now, I want to start with Alfred Bester, who was a very interesting and sinister character. When you got the scripts for that, how did you feel? How did you develop and get into that kind of character?
Well, you know, there are some characters that you have to work for a little bit. Yeah, you have to do some homework, you have to do some research. And there's some characters that just come intuitively. I didn't really put in a lot of homework on playing Bester or, for that matter, Chekov. There were people that I had an intuitive feeling for, and I just went with those feelings.
He develops over the series and he's basically someone just doing his job. How did you feel about the way the character developed over the series?
Well, I loved it. That was the best time I've had in television, playing Alfred Bester. The character was dimensional and grew. We discovered new things about him as time went on.
Did you introduce him to the original series?
He was always pivotal to the story that he appeared in. I think all actors believe that they are better than they probably are. I didn't feel that, as much as I enjoyed playing Chekov and as grateful as I am for the opportunities it afforded me, I never felt that it in any way tested my ability as an actor. Whereas I thought that Bester was a challenge, and Bester required some dimension. And I just had an enormous amount of fun investigating the character and discovering, as I say, in an almost involuntary way, discovering things about him. And it was a great cast to work with. I had a really good time. Graduated with a degree in psychology.
Is that something you're still interested in now?
I have an interest in the way people think. I actually taught at a graduate school, a college graduate school for psychologists, imparting to the students who are going through their master's degrees and their doctorates my sense of how one should deal with clients and one should deal with patients. It was fairly innovative.
Thank you, sir.
Nobody else was teaching the way I was. And I had a good time.
Pretty uncomfortable.
I think I could have been a good psychologist, but on the other hand, I don't have that much faith in social sciences. There are no absolutes. It's a matter of interpretation, and that changes from one person to another.
Do you feel it sort of went into your acting sometimes, trying to get into the head of your characters you play?
I think so, but I think I would have done that even if I hadn't been a psychology student.
So how have you changed as an actor over the years?
I'm a little more mature. I mean, I know I'm more mature physically, but I mean, I don't take umbrage as much as I did when I was a younger actor. I am not as intimidated by the process. I'm a little bit more self-confidence. Self-confidence is really a key to being an actor. You got to believe in yourself and believe that what you're doing has merit. If you question what you're doing, it's going to project, and you're going to be in some way or another. You'll know that you're watching a performance that's not as believable as it should be.
Talk about them not being intimidated by the process. How has the process itself changed? How has the industry changed?
Well, there are a lot of things that have changed. When I was an actor in Los Angeles, when I first started out, there were less than 100,000 members of the Screen Actors Guild. Now there's probably at least 500,000 or more. You used to actually go in and read for a part. Now they ask you to put 60 seconds on tape, and have it on your website where people can take it off. It's become a very electronically involved process. I don't do any of that. I'm too old to do that. I don't. My agent keeps telling me that I have to, but I don't.
So you've been on the other side of the camera as well. You've been a writer and a producer in various ways. You even wrote on the animated Star Trek. How did you get into writing, and how did you find the process of writing episodes?
Well, I started writing when the show was canceled. when Star Trek, the television series, was canceled, I didn't know what to do with myself. I'd wake up in the morning and I'd have nothing to do. I had no sense of purpose or goal. And I finally decided that I was getting very depressed, waking up depressed, and that I needed an objective. I needed to have a target that I could shoot for. So I started writing. I didn't take any English courses in college, but I decided, and I wrote a novel. It took me about 6 months, and it was a very therapy-inducing process because I had structure in my life, and I had an objective, and it felt good, and I felt like I was accomplishing something.
So, what are you doing now? What's next for you? What's the next big thing on your list?
I don't have a big thing. I'm doing a voiceover on an animated show, and I'm playing a guy who starts out as a nice person and turns into a monster. It's kind of fun. I'm enjoying it. We have a ready-to-go script for Star Trek Renegades 2. We did one, and it's a very good script. It's gone through a lot of manifestations, but it is now a very good script. We're trying to. We haven't raised enough money to make a short film about a 55-minute, 60-minute film. Chekov is deeply involved in this story. Potent story, very trenchant story, and it'll be sort of my sign-off. It'll be the last time.
Actually, no.
Well, thank you very much for talking to us. It's been an absolute pleasure and an honour. Thank you very much. Cheers.